Hello there, it's August Bank Holiday and you join me outside Liverpool Central Station, and today we're going onto the Merseyrail Network with a Merseyrail Daysaver. This costs about £5.95 for all zones. Now today we're going to visit 3 stations on the Merseyrail Northern Line and 3 stations on the Merseyrail Wirral Line. So we're going to start with the Northern Line first. I'm going to head into the station now to catch the 0846 Merseyrail service to Kirkdale. So I have reached the first destination today. This is Kirkdale, and all you see here is the Ormskirk services, and I better say this right before the comments have a go at me: Kirby, not Kirkby. Now all you get here I think is the 777 units. I think this is all class 777s now that are serving this line. But I am after a PEP today, because I'm after a class 508 EMU, and this is the whole reason why I'm actually coming to Liverpool today. Because 508-111, which is painted in the Beatles Story livery, is being withdrawn in September. Now, I don't know when this video goes out, it has been withdrawn or it's not being withdrawn. I'm not too sure on that yet, as I'm filming this on August Bank Holiday. But the aim is to see that unit one more time. So a bit of history about Kirkdale Station. It was actually opened by 2 railway companies on the 20th of November 1848. It was opened by the Liverpool, Ormskirk and Preston Railway and the Liverpool and Bury Railway. When it was opened though, it was actually named Bootle Lane. In 1876 it was renamed to Kirkdale. To be honest, that class 507 EMU did catch me by surprise. I honestly thought this line was all class 777s, but no. There is still some PEP units operating on the Ormskirk line. However though, speaking of PEPs, our next 2 stations will be all class 507s and class 508 electric multiple units. No 777s on that line unless they're testing them. And the next 2 stations I shall be looking at are Bootle Old Road and Bootle New Strand. Now to get there, I've got to go back to Sandhills, to change at Sandhills to get to these 2 stations. So I'm waiting for the 0959 Merseyrail service to take us to Sandhills. To be honest, that was lucky, because I got off the train at Sandhills and there was a Southport train sitting on the platform straight away. So I caught that, and now I'm 15 minutes early at the next location. This is Bootle Old Road station, and this is one of the 2 stations in Bootle that I'll be looking at today. So let's dive into the history of Bootle Old Road station. Now the first station opened on the 8th of October 1850 by the Liverpool, Crosby and Southport Railway as Bootle Village. Bootle Village station was just a bit further north up here, but it's south of Merton Road. And just up north of this station you can just see a bridge with the tracks going over the road bridge, and that is Merton Road. So the station was just south of that bridge that you're seeing on screen right now. I think it may overlap this station, but the current station that I'm standing on was actually opened on the 1st of May 1876 by the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. So just south of the railway station there is a road bridge down the bottom with the road going over the railway. But there's also another line down there called the Alexander Dock Branch. And on that line there actually was a disused railway station pretty close to this station called Bootle Oriel Road. I think that's how you pronounce it. But that station is long since closed, but I don't have time to visit that station, even though it is only just a 4-minute walk from this railway station. Anyway, we're going to be leaving Bootle Old Road station on the 11:04 service to Bootle New Strand. Since I got here 15 minutes earlier, I might as well leave 15 minutes earlier. So I'm at the third station that I'm stopping off at today, but this is the last station that I shall be filming trains on the Merseyrail Northern Line, because I'll be heading back towards Liverpool after this to focus on the Wirral Line. But this station that I'm coming at is Bootle New Strand station, and the platforms here are staggered. It does have 2 platforms and they are staggered platforms. And I currently moved from platform 2 where I got off from to platform 1 because A, this station is on a curve, and B, as I mentioned previously, when I'll be leaving here to head back towards Liverpool, this is the platform I need to be on. So we're now going to dive into the history of Bootle New Strand station. It also opened on the 8th of October 1850 by the Liverpool, Crosby and Southport Railway as Marsh Lane and New Strand. However though, this is not the current station that was built when it opened. This station was built on the 11th of April 1886 by the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway when they resited the station to where I'm currently standing right now. And in 1968 it was renamed to its current name, Bootle New Strand. So the original plan was to leave Bootle New Strand at 12:29 to head to Liverpool Central, which this train carries on to Hunts Cross. However, since I got here 15 minutes earlier, I'll be leaving here 15 minutes earlier, catching the 12:14 service instead. Now when I get to Liverpool Central, I'm actually going one stop to Liverpool James Street, because I'm not going to be doing the Wirral Line station straight away. I'm actually going to the Museum of Liverpool because I want to see a movie star which is on display there permanently. So I'm going to be heading there first, and then we're going to focus on the 3 stations on the Wirral Line. I don't know about you, but right behind me there looks like a huge ship. That's just absolutely massive, to be honest. But anyway, right by the River Mersey, because the Museum of Liverpool is actually next door to the River Mersey. It's just right behind me there now that I'm pointing at. So we're going to go into the museum now and have a look at the steam locomotive that they've got on permanent display. You might recognise it when you see it. So we have now made it to the Museum of Liverpool. Right behind me is one of the Liverpool Overhead Railway carriages, which ran the Liverpool Overhead Railway along the docks of Liverpool. But the real thing that I want to see is actually down below, which you're just seeing that right now on screen. So yes, the locomotive right behind me is the Liverpool Manchester number 57 Lion, the star of the movie The Titfield Thunderbolt. To be honest, the museum is a bit busy at the moment. It is August bank holiday, to be honest. Let's head back to Liverpool St James Station now. We'll click on a finger. So I'm now back at James Street and we're waiting for the 1337 Merseyrail service to take us to Birkenhead Park, which goes to New Brighton. It's literally just pulling in right now. So we're going to board it and head towards Birkenhead Park, our next station. So after a quick detour to the Museum of Liverpool to see the Lion, we're now back on track, excuse the pun, and we're now at Birkenhead Park, station number 4, but we're now on the Wirral lines. And honestly, Birkenhead Park is an island platform station. And also, you could be here for an hour and you will see the whole units that are operating the West Kirkby and New Brighton services. You don't need to go anywhere else after an hour, because you will see them all that's in operation. But anyway, we still need to see that Class 508 EMU, 508111, the Beatles Story. I do know it's on the Wirral lines, but I don't know if it's on the New Brighton West Kirkby services or on the Chester to Ellesmere Port services. So since the 21st of August 2023, the 777s have started being rolled out onto the Wirral lines, working services to New Brighton, West Kirkby, and I think Chester as well, but don't quote me on that one, to be honest. So that's why I want to see the Beatles Story Class 508, 508111 one more time, because as I mentioned in the video, it is being withdrawn in September. It may be withdrawn now, or it may still be in service now. But to be honest, I want to see that unit one last time. So let's dive into the history of Birkenhead Park Station. It opened on the 2nd of January 1888 as a joint interchange station with the Mersey Railway and the Wirral Railway. This station also replaced Birkenhead Dock Station as well. So the plan now is to leave Birkenhead Park on the 1451 Merseyrail service. Unfortunately though, I did have a plan to leave Hamilton Square at 1405 to get to Easton Rake. I messed up my own plan. So I can't do Easton Rake now because it's too far away. So what I've done is I've replanned it so I get to Spital on the 1505 out of Hamilton Square. But then I use Spital to turn around to get to Bebington, which was going to go to Bebington anyway, and then head back towards Liverpool that way. So station number 5 and station number 6 will still be done. Also, since Sunday to Monday, there has been flooding at Hooton, which has affected the services of the Chester and Ellesmere Port services. They have actually been terminated at Rock Ferry. But the Chester services is running now, but the Ellesmere Port service is still suspended, so we're only going to get the Chester services on the Wirral lines towards Chester and Ellesmere Port. Right, we just left Rock Ferry. I've just seen 508111. It's heading towards Rock Ferry now, so we should get it either at Spital or Bebington. So in the words of G Loves Trades, it has gone melons up with the plan. Only because I planned it incorrectly. But to be honest though, I've compromised to come to Spital instead. Don't get me wrong, Spital is a very nice station. It's on the former Great Western Main Line between London Paddington and Birkenhead Woodside, and honestly it is a lovely station to visit anyway. However though, we won't get the Ellesmere Port services because they're currently suspended. Where we get the Chester services and they're running about a 15-minute frequency. But the good news is though, 508111 The Beatles Story is out, and we shall get that somewhere either at Spital or Bebington. And there goes 508111 The Beatles Story livery on its way to Chester. So we have captured that unit today. Big tick. Funny enough, I'm at Spital Station. It is spittled down with rain at the moment at this railway station. By the way, I have managed to get a quick history for this railway station. It was opened by the Chester and Birkenhead Railway in June 1846. Also, I think just down the bottom there you can see Bromborough Rake Station, or Bromborough Kate, as the YouTube subtitles like to call it. And in this direction down here, as we're heading towards Liverpool, you can see Port Sunlight Station from Spital as well. To be honest, without the Ellesmere Port services, it's actually very quiet here at Spital. It just makes you appreciate the additional Ellesmere Port services that do stop at this station, because some of the waits have been long between trains, but that wait does get shortened down with the Ellesmere Port services. But unfortunately though, they are currently suspended at the moment. However though, we have moved to the other platform because we shall be leaving Spital and head to the final station of the day, Bebington. I am waiting for the 1622 Merseyrail service to take us to Bebington. So we have reached the sixth and final station of the day, Bebington. And I have just noticed something on real-time trains. There's a service that's just started from Hooton and it's heading this way. It should be an Ellesmere Port service, but it has started from Hooton. So it looks like we are getting some Ellesmere Port services back, even though they only go to Hooton. That's better than nothing. Just crossing over to the other platform quickly. I've got about 5 minutes to do this because 508111 is coming back up, so hopefully I should get it on a decent site so we get a decent departure of it on the other platform. So let's dive into the history of Bebington Station. It opened on the 23rd of September 1840 by the Chester and Birkenhead Railway. When it opened though, it was named Bebington. In 1895 it was actually renamed to Bebington and New Ferry, but it was reverted back to its original name in 1974. So it's now time to head back towards the city centre. I'm waiting for the 1726 Merseyrail service. This will take us to Liverpool Central, but then carries on back to Chester. So we are waiting for this train to arrive now, and let's head back to Liverpool Central. I'm now back at Liverpool Central Station. I'm actually outside Liverpool Central Station, one of the entrances and exits to the station. But today we have visited all the 6 stations that, kinda had planned. Even though Spital wasn't planned, but it was a last minute substitute, which was good. But we did visit all 3 stations on the Merseyrail Northern Line, visited all 3 stations on the Merseyrail Wirral Line, and we also got that Beatles livery Class 508 EMU 508111, which sadly by the time this video may go out it might have gone for scrap, or it might still be in service, but if it's still in service I'd definitely get that while you can. Anyway, I'm going to pop another Merseyrail video here, feel free to give that a click. People on screen now, YouTube channel members and Patreon supporters, thank you for supporting the channel. I've been SimOnTrains, thanks for watching, stay safe, I'll see you on the Cyber Express for another journey down the line.